Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. About to get into the second match between TM and Sin. And TM coming off the back of a huge victory and an upset almost against Sin.
Yeah, no one picked that on the desk. I said it backstage, but I didn't say it on camera, so it doesn't count. So I won't hold it on. I won't hold it above anyone. But yeah, massive win.
Well, you said 2-1. If you
Yeah, I said 2-1 to Sin.
Yep.
And I said the reason the team would pick up a game is because Only was going to pop off in one game. So, assuming that they now lose 2 games, I will have been correct.
So, like, my question to you now, though, is like, can you possibly not do that again? Because Only, like, he'll be all fired up.
Yeah,
He's a confidence player. He likes to play highly mechanical things. He'll be twitchy and hitting buttons left, right, and center.
He will be.
Like these young mechanical junglers do nowadays.
I mean, there's no reason he can't. He absolutely can pop off. If you can win one map in a series, you can win the series because all you have to do is repeat that performance. Well, in this case, one more time or in a best of 5, twice more. But I absolutely think he can do it. At the same time, Ryoma and FBI are extremely good carry players, and I think that if Only doesn't manage to, I'll just say it, solo carry again, I still feel like the carry potential is on Sin.
Yeah, I certainly do agree that, they've got very good players. You can't expect Juves to only do 2,000 damage to champions again in a second game because he got comprehensively forced out of that one. I don't think it was necessarily his fault. The ganks lined up for Only.
Yeah, I just want to talk about that a little bit. I think that kind of Dockler dying, what we were talking about, dying with Burning Suns and dying the first time and only being able to come back and kill him again so easily meant, and we saw the graph in the on the analyst desk of the neutral, neutral minions killed by the top laner, and that was an absurdly high number for the Jarvan. And the fact that Jarvan was taking one side of his jungle, Only is contesting the other side of Juves' jungle. I have to agree with Destiny that he was outclassed, but at the same time, I feel like, yeah, it's easy to pin the blame on Juves, but I'm not sure it's warranted.
Especially because when we were looking at that game, what we said is that they traded 2 kills for forcing Praedyth off a wave and a 10 CS advantage for Dockler. So it should be a map split in half at that stage where, you get a ref turret or something maybe. Maybe you lose bottom lane turret earlier if you're Sin. But what happened is that Only just transitioned that all top lane as well, and they just won 2 sides of the map. So certainly agree with you. It's one of those things that I think Dockler cost his jungler big. I mean, 2 different speeches are going on right now. T-Gun's trying to say, shut up, everyone, calm down. There's another game we have to win here. And Juves is trying to get people fired up. You know that's how he goes about it. See what the captains have to bring to the table here.
And we are heading into the second match of this best of 3 series. This time, TM will be on the blue side of the map. Red side band's quite stable from Sin so far. Galio and Zach, you could expect at least to hit the bench here as well. But Tom, Kench, as well as Vladimir and Thresh are the 3 bans that come out from T-Ban.
Priority pick Only here. Do they ban the Nidalee? Here we go. Money where mouth is.
No, that's the Elise. There's too many good junglers up. And I don't even think if you're TM, you don't need to pick Nidalee. And if you're Sin, you don't need to be worried about it either because you just got rinsed by Lee Sin. So
that's true. Yeah.
What's the point of banning Nid if he's just going to rinse you with something else?
Let's see if TM decide to pick up Lee Sin as their first pick here. Instead, they go for the Varus.
Yeah, no, I don't see. From TM's perspective, there's enough junglers up that you can't just bank on Only's skill, not so much his champ pool. Like he has enough champs that he can play that they shouldn't have to put priority on this on him. I do like this pick though.
Gragas locked in. Should be Juves jungler of choice.
Juves or Dockler top lane.
Juves or Dockler. I really want to see Dockler on a carry. I mean, it's been mentioned so many times. Jace, Fiora, Jace, Fiora, Jace, Fiora. Never picks it. I really want to see Juves on the tank, Dockler on the carry, and let's see what happens.
I want to see T-Gun on Blitzcrank because they've just locked in Zyra. And
where
the counter pick came from was the fact that Zyra no longer gets that much priority over the lane. You just hook her, kill her, especially with upfront burst damage out of Varus. That should be a very interesting matchup. Come on, T-Gun, give it to me. He said this is the one thing he would pick it into. I want to see it.
Well, they have already locked in Fiora as their top lane pick of choice of Praedyth. Was banned out against him last match, and he's already been quite difficult to deal with. And there's the Nidalee for Only. Decides to skip out on the least thing. He's like, all right, give me the cat lady.
Now, my worry here is a lot of what was giving them success last game was the excess CC that they had in their composition. And the fact that, they could keep rolling through, and if a hook missed, it doesn't matter. Cataclysm comes over the top. You got Varus ulti, Shockwave. They've kind of done the opposite now. They've gone, all right, we've just got lots of damage. And death is the best form of CC. So there is a way that they can still win this, but it becomes a little bit harder to execute upon.
I think what they've done here is they picked Fiora into Gragas, Now, I'm not a top lane expert, but I'm pretty sure that Fiora would win that matchup.
That's a very heavy Fiora matchup for you.
And then they've also picked the Nidalee, which is also a pretty good matchup into Gragas in the jungle. Gragas doesn't really have any pressure on Nid. You can maybe kill her at 6 with a teammate, but Nidalee is pretty good into the Gragas, and so I feel like they've kind of counterpicked the Gragas in whichever lane he wants to go to.
Yeah, Blitzcrank ban coming out
from
Sid as well.
God,
there was a chuckle.
So close,
Cyclone was giving us a chuckle as well when that happened. I was too surprised.
Karma as well.
Karma ban again. Support bans targeting towards Tegan.
Tegan's got the biggest champion pool in the West when it comes to support. He was playing support when Rogue was still in diapers nearly. Oof, look at the man.
He's got a couple years under his belt.
He's older than you.
Is he?
He is. He's 26.
Ooh. Tegan, what are you doing?
He's my age.
Well, LeBlanc is banned out by TM. They take away Renekton as well, so they seem to think that this will be the Gragas for Juves in the jungle, and there it is. Jace has been locked in. It should be Dockla's pick in the top lane. It is something he is supposedly famous for, but we haven't seen it in the OPL yet.
Could be a flex pick. Don't get your hopes up. But Jace does alright into Fiora in the early levels.
Yep.
Obviously has the range versus melee matchup. Has the baseball bat for when Fiora all-ins to knock her back. As we see Braum locked in.
Yep, Braum pick coming out here. Does well against any Gragas pick. Could stop the ultimate, but it's against an Ashe Siren lane. It's difficult to deal with.
I mean, it certainly is. There's still a lot of poke and upfront damage that's going to come out of those. The big thing about Fiora lanes, and we just say this all the time, there are lane counters to Fiora, but if you're ever at equal footing at any part of the game past 2 items, Fiora wins every matchup, period. She beats carries, she beats mid laners, she beats top laners. She is just that oppressive to deal with because she has crit on her second E as well. Like, there are just so many little parts of her kit that gets overlooked. Percentage health damage, crit, attack speed. I mean, she's just so hard to deal with.
Final pick for TM was Orianna, and that was quickly followed up by Taliyah for Ryoma. So Sin's team comp packing a punch heading on to Summoner's Rift.
That's a beautiful 1-3-1.
Huge kill pressure at bot lane. Post 6.
Yep.
Between levels 6 and 10. Massive kill pressure at bot. I mean, the Braum does help a little bit, but pretty low mobility versus the Ashe Zyra. They have Gragas and Taliyah. TM don't really have anything to match the dive. I mean, Nidalee, if she gets ahead, she can be a bit of a pain. Orianna's always going to be last to the fight in this mid lane matchup, so onus going to be on TM. Let's see if they can respect it as well as they did last game.
Yeah, I completely agree. And the biggest thing about Gragas that people overlook is his siege and the ability to force people off turrets is just completely unsurpassed. You just throw a barrel at someone, they have to leave the turret. You either choose to be back in the middle of the lane or to be gone.
They do have the Braum, though.
They have Braum. He's going to force them in a direction.
If T-Gun's paying attention, he can put the wall up, and the Gragas ult does very little.
He was able to get a couple of good flays off towards the Zac jump-ins from Juves. Maybe this time he's got his number with the ultimates as well.
Telling you, mate, those StarCraft APM days, he's still ticking.
T-Gun 250 APM.
He's old. He's not
200
dead.
IQ. He will win. Yeah, no, look, I think well, I don't know. Praedyth in this top lane matchup, I've seen him do good things on the Fiora before, but I also feel like he doesn't. Last week when I was watching him, he could have won. He had the opportunity to win them a game versus AV, and he didn't take it. He decided to just keep split pushing, and I think that is sometimes to his detriment and to TM's detriment.
Well, we're getting on to Summoner's Rift for the second match of this series. Currently, TM lead 1-0. But speaking of TM, let's check in with their coach Cyclone about heading into this game too.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Cyclone, and this is the first time I've been able to speak to you since you picked up the new job. So first of all, congratulations on that. And second of all, congratulations on this first win.
Yeah.
So how are you guys feeling?
Yeah, good. Really good. The guys are really bouncing after that first game. Super proud of how they played. Really clean.
I'm really interested in this top lane matchup. We see Fiora into Jace. Obviously, Dockler, your opponent, is going to be known as a Fiora and Jace player. I mean, what do you think of Praedyth's chances right now?
So Dockler's known for those two champions, and Praedyth has also played a lot of both of those champions, so he's really comfortable with both sides of the matchup. And as you saw last week, we are really comfortable playing split push, although it didn't work out.
Absolutely, you sure? Well, what do you guys see? Are you looking for that split push in this game? Is that the win condition for you guys?
Yeah, there's the split push plus just the pressure from Only on the Nidalee. He was just really confident about the matchup with him picking Gragas.
No, he's known for that as
well. He really likes that. Yeah, he's been hankering after it all week.
Excellent stuff. All right, well, let's see how it turns out, and thank you for speaking to us. Best of luck in this match.
Thank you.
I don't know what Cyclone was talking about there. They did play a split-pushing champion last game. It was Jarvan. You just didn't really expect him to finish the game all by himself.
Well, I mean, any champ can split-push if you try hard enough.
Here we go.
Red start for Nidalee. Yeah. Are we going to see red to blue?
Certainly should be the case.
He's got a leash from bottom lane as well.
He's doing this very fast.
That's dead.
This is a cheese, I think.
Blue cheese, let's see it. Oh, it decides not to. Skipping straight over towards the top side of the map.
It's going to be...
rush top?
Yeah, it's going to be red wolf, blue rush top, I think. One thing that people miss out on Nidalee a lot is she's got the best AoE clear in the game. She also has the best single target clear in the game, funnily enough, with max range spears as well as the takedown on the Q. She is just an absolute monster at killing anything. Yeah,
she's very good at killing the NPCs.
Yep, so Only has gone red wolves and now it's starting on blue, so it could be a top side early gank. In fact, he's trying to leash as close as possible first.
Yeah, he's trying to get top ASAP, trying to influence this top lane matchup. Very volatile matchup. As soon as Praedyth gets ahead, it's going to be extremely difficult for Doppler to stay in this game. Juves has left his red up, assuming that Only was going to cheese.
He's actually going for the mid lane gank. He's actually just going to walk in and start auto-attacking Ryoma.
Ryoma running towards the river. Hasn't been spotted yet. Shock has to be careful. Throws out a spear, doesn't connect. Ryma's on the wrong side of pit. Will he flash back though? Now he's still being cornered. Ring around the rosies here. Talia's going to rock surf a little bit longer. There's the auto attack to slow down with the red buff. Spear does not connect. Only's going to try and chase him, but Ryma's forced to heal to get out of that one.
Only could have killed him there. That was double summoner spells for free. Juves was on top side, so he could have definitely flashed. And we were talking about this earlier. Nidalee's players are so damn annoying when they had rev buff because they refuse to go into cat form and try and jump at you. They just keep auto-attacking until their spear lines up, and you can see that Only was just super confident in being able to continue that one-on-one.
Yep, just thought he would hit that spear.
Yep.
Didn't think he needed to flash. I mean, it's not the worst outcome in the world. He still puts pressure on, still burns the flash, but...
Flash and heal, double summon Dawn.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, just checking with the top side of the map. Praedyth's doing absolutely fine into Doppler at the moment.
Juves making his way up. Will get spotted, but Praedyth is very far up in the lane.
Already being jumped on by Doppler as well. Praedyth actually skipping back in. Decides, I'll take a barrel for free. It's fine.
Creep wave in the way.
Yeah, got a Vital into a dash away as well. So a little bit of burst of movement speed as well as the run away at top speed.
Here comes Speed Racer in the bottom lane though. That's going to be tagged by the Winter's Bite. That's a good grass coming out from Rogue. Blocks the spear as well. Makes sure the FBI only has to use that flash.
Only putting in work again. And even with his 2 ganks, he's still up in camps. The reason for that is Gragas went from chickens to his own blue, assuming that Only was gonna cheese him, and so he slowed himself down just so he could secure the blue buff. But Only's doing it all right now. Again, he's farming, he's ganking, he's putting pressure on. Juves has to make something happen.
May not have seen it in the mirror this time, fortunately.
It's just not a play to be had. I mean, Wolves respawn in a couple of seconds, so he might be able to take away complete top side of the map, but you can see that Only has got the vision completely in his control on Juves' bottom side as well. So yeah, I mean, Juves can go to Wolf here, but he's still going to be down a full camp.
He's looking at mid.
Shock's doing absolutely fine in this mid lane for now. He is looking towards mid, but Ryma's pushing in a massive wave.
That's what was already the play out of Juves in looking at mid. I mean, certainly didn't know where Only was, so I can understand not wanting to force the issue, but definitely not going to be able to take out the Flash Cleanse Orianna at this stage of the game.
Does secure his own chickens though, so he shouldn't be too far off level 5, although I think Only's about to hit it.
So far, very quiet game between TM and Sin.
Juves pings out Only's location, guesses right, so hopefully that means that their bot lane can play a little bit more aggressively, even though Sin FBI doesn't have flash.
Only's moving towards mid lane now. Ryma does not have summoner spells, but spots him out very early.
This jungle is actually getting creep waved. I mean, I always thought it was the laner's job to be like, don't gank now, there's a creep wave coming. Do you track it yourself? Does
me personally, I track it myself. So I watch my I watch my wave, and have I know where the enemy creep wave is, and then I'll decide with that.
Because we've seen Juves do it once, and then we've just seen Only walk in on a skill shot champion into a creep wave as well.
The difference though is that Only can flash, Only can afford to flash over the wave and spear. because Ryoma has no summoner spells.
Good point.
But I think Shock really needs this level 6 before it's a secured kill.
Top lane's a curious point at the moment. Praetor forced Doppler back to base, and he uses teleport to get back in.
Available, and he just used the smash.
Very, very big wave as well for Praetor. If that spear connected,
he's dead. If that spear connects.
Are they still going to go for it, though?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, Only's just going to harass him a little bit and try and force him off some farm.
Not able to hold that off the turret. So Praetor should still have the teleport advantage if he decides to walk back into lane. Even the CS top side of the map as well. Doppler not doing well in this Jace matchup.
And he has a very big creep wave there, so I think
yeah, he will get a small advantage by the time he finishes his waves, but
still teleport being used. Big
that is true, actually. That is true. TP burned.
You're not the best with teleport bottom lane ganks, but still having that advantage should help Praetor out. See what happens. Only now trying to see if he can get his red buff. That's not there.
It's going to be pretty big for Juves. If he can get the smite. Can he get the smite?
Juves. Body slam comes out. Who gets it? No. Only gets it. That was way too soon from Juves.
I think that what he thought was, wow, that was really bad English. So Juves W auto attacked Only, and he thought it had hit the red buff.
Yeah.
So 160 health left. That's why it was too early, because Juves would have had the execute with the W smite, which is what you go for on Gragas, percentage health damage.
He's trying to contest these rates, but Only's got them all. And what that means, when that happens, when you try and contest a camp, but the enemy takes it anyway, you lose tempo. And he's going to fall behind because Nidalee going to pounce away to a next camp, and he's doing nothing. He's just standing there.
Praetor just spent his ultimate on Doppler in the top lane. He was forced to be knocked back, but Doppler low on health. Praetor still very healthy in a health potion in his back pocket.
Still dancing the tango down here. Blue buffs are available. Looks like there's a little bit of a scuffle going on over Krug. Only one's out in the patience there.
Doppler's currently taking down Scuttle Crab. Doesn't want to have anything to do with that Fiora top lane. Roma was cheating to Fog of War, threatening to move bottom. But Low and Tegan doing just fine in this bottom lane at the moment. They're about 10 CS behind FBI.
FBI's flash is coming back up soon, so that window's going to close. There are good wards in the bot side of the jungle as well, so Juves, at the least, has secured that flash cooldown for his bot lane by invading. But yeah, you can see now that Only's a level up. And that's only going to get worse once he enters his top side and realizes that Juve's top side is up as well.
Yeah, and Juve should have done Gromp here because the wave is still held off, and actually Ryoma has been pushed underneath his turret. So Juve should have been using this time to get level 6 himself, and then when Ryoma reverses this wave, given all of the vision they have down there, that's the level 6 play we were talking about. The problem is the Praetor saved his TP. Yeah. So you don't know whether Sin are really hesitant to make this play, given the fact that Praetor can be there and Doppler cannot.
And Juves is the lowest level in the game right now.
Yeah.
He really can't afford to be making plays. He needs to farm. Because even if he shows himself here, he doesn't have ult. Both the TM members have ult.
Wow,
they could probably 2v3 here.
Have ult.
No. He's an
only top. Doppler being locked out. Big spear from Only. He flashed away as well. Doppler's a dead man walking. As first blood is picked up by the Nidalee man himself.
Really wanted that kill. But yeah, that's not good because Praetor has his TP as well, so Doppler's in a world of pain right now.
Interesting trade there from Shock though in the mid lane as now.
Going to get first brick again.
TM going to be able to take the first brick, but look at this. Double rotates to the bottom lane from Roma. There are pings to get off coming out from them. Let's see if he uses the wall. He's been spotted out. Juves is level 6. Low and Tegan. Got to start walking. There is the Weaver's Wall. Doesn't tag with Winner's Bite. Arrow connects as well. There's a heal coming out from Low. Now he's stuck in the turret. Teleport being cancelled by Praetor. Not a big wave there, but that is just rookie mistakes coming out from Low there. Rogue tanks at the turret. Big play from Sin, but questionable positioning from TM.
Yeah, it certainly was. Can they push through? That's the only thing that they can look at right now. Or do they just take away the complete top side of the jungle, put it down to a failed experiment? Doppler going to look at Only.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Only has to heal somehow. Flashed into the red buff.
Didn't have smite up for the heal.
Yeah.
That's big for Sin.
That's
suddenly.
Massive. That is huge.
Looking like to be a disaster. Now Doppler's got a kill. They're trading 1-for-1 in turrets, and they got 2 kills bot.
And Juves got the kill. So all of a sudden, Juves' early game has been saved by the fact that he got both of them.
Juves has KS'd 2 kills,
and it's still got him back in the game.
It's got him back in the game. And if Doppler didn't kill Nidalee just then, Nidalee would have taken his red, would have taken his chickens.
Not only that, Juves has just also taken turret gold off FBI as well. Juves has just said, I need a window back into this game.
Yeah.
Give me everything.
He does, though. I would say that in this comp, Gragas is maybe the most important member. He's solo frontline. He's going to be responsible for most of their engages. Yep. If he's super far behind this Nidalee, it's going to be very difficult for Sin to do anything.
Shock in trouble here. Knocks the shockwave. Forces splash out of Ryoma. Can't get hit by another one of those rock throws.
I can hear Nidalee mid, but I can't see her.
Still, like, I thought that was very undisciplined from TM's bottom lane there. That's just the call where you go, all right, Tegan, low, get out of the bottom lane, let them waste their time. If we trade 1-for-1 to turrets, we still have the advantage.
Yeah, I think they both had their ults up, so they thought that they could fight under tower. I think their mistake was either not backing off early enough, or if they stay under the tower, they just commit to the 2v4. Like, okay, just bring it on. Let's do this.
Especially with Praetor having teleport, that would have been a 3-on-4 if he got down there in time.
Yeah, yeah. But Praetor doesn't like TPing.
Turn the map on their head.
You can't be certain.
He doesn't mind TPing, he just never completes them. So he will channel for you.
He'll channel. You'll scare them with the channel, but he's not coming.
Now TM looking to try and trade turrets again. Top side of the map is being pushed down by FBI as well as Rogue, whereas TM. They've got low Tegan and Praetor working on this turret. Doppler's going to stop that TP from Praetor, so he's going to stay down here and work on taking it down with the rest of his team.
I mean, there's no real reason to stop that TP at all.
That recall.
Yeah.
Oh, just to be annoying.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to be annoying.
Just be that guy, you reckon?
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to cancel a base. I do it. If you're basing anywhere near me, why would you let him go back?
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's true. I mean, he has nothing else
to
wait. I mean, I was trying to see whether there was like a wolf camp up or something for him to be able to do in the meantime. Like,
yeah.
Now, where does Sing go from here? They're posturing around top side River. There is Rift Herald available to be contested.
Don't want to start. So the thing, Rift Herald has done two things for Orianna. It's made her very difficult to play because if you ever get Rift Herald against an Orianna, you just use it and she can't defend her turret anymore, which Ori was known for. But the other thing is, if Ori's ever neutral in a way, it makes it very hard to...
But there's 4 people down here.
Big body bot combo coming out from Juice. Shock flashes back towards Rift Herald pick and groups up with his team.
Yeah. Safe defense though.
Nicely done.
It's going to be pretty handy if they try and shoot an arrow with this flashless Ori.
So TM are going to be able to take down Rift Herald for themselves. Only picks that one up. Hopefully he uses it this game. Old mate Harold.
Overrated.
Hasn't seen...
he doesn't know what everyone else sees in it. Oh boy.
If you think about how this game has been flowing since those actions that we had a few minutes ago, it definitely seems like Sin is back in a little bit of control, right? Whereas before that, it looked like they did not have a way to the game.
Big combo there. Shock getting a heal. There's a shockwave though, locking FBI back in. Doppler gets a snipe in the back line, so they trade 1-for-1. Low gets a kill onto Rogue at the start of that, and that was a 3-on-4. We start Praetor pushing the bottom lane.
But just to continue on from what I was saying before, is that
get out.
He hits him.
Get back to base.
He hits him. What I was saying is that it seems like Sin is back in control, and the big part of that was the Nidalee dying. Stopped her tempo, stopped the flow of the game. They had to wait for Nidalee to come back alive, and she wanted to clear her own camps before getting back aggressively on the map. And during all that time, Sin has managed to trade some towers, push their waves back out. Juice has managed to catch up a little bit. I mean, he's still a level behind, but he's not the lowest level in the game anymore. Yep. So you have to give a bit of credit to Doppler for the solo kill, because I think he's really kind of turned the tides in this one.
Certainly hasn't in game 1 when he went down in the laning phase, wasn't really able to get anything else going this time around.
Ooh, are we going to see another one?
Doppler looking for the one-on-one. Pops here as Ghostblade. Smite coming out from Only, gets some health back from the blue buff. He's pouncing around. Praetor is here though. Does Doppler know this yet? Slides over the wall. Here you go. That's another one-on-one for you, buddy. Jumps over with the flash. Spear just goes right through Doppler. Now Only's in trouble. He picks up a kill. Juice is trying to stop the Fiora. Ryoma's down here as well. Praetor going to get taken down by 2 members.
Yeah, and I think Only's going to ask the same question. How the heck did that spear not hit Doppler? Looked like it was right on point, would have hit him on the button, given them a way out. Instead, little bit of an unlucky play there, bummer. Micro
interactions, you know. You can say what you want about mechanics, mistakes, whatever, but you know, when something like that goes the wrong way, spell disaster.
Now Tiga's in trouble. The wall from Braum keeps him alive for a little bit longer, but Shock pays the price as the arrow connects.
Sin taking over this game very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the young team is just losing touch with what the tempo is being played at. They're not being able to, you know, count where members are. Ultimates are being missed here, and then all of a sudden you're an Orianna without cleanse or flash, and you're down in the middle of nowhere. Just get hit with the arrow.
Only's Herald is due to expire soon, I think.
Come on, Only, press.
Be nice to see him use it this game.
Press number 4. It's Summons Herald.
I mean, is number 4 his trinket T, you reckon?
No idea. What do you use, T?
I use T, yeah. T for trinket. Makes sense to me.
T for taunt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who taunts?
Everyone.
It's BM. You're a rider, dude. You can't taunt.
It's in the game for a reason.
So is Inting. Not allowed to do that either.
Competitive. There's a difference between BM and competitive banter. We're all about the competitive banter in this office.
Sportsman-like. You know, I got on it the other day.
Did you really?
I got like an icon from Riot, and they said, "Keep being sportsman-like."
Nice.
And I said, "Right on. I will." Thanks for the icon, Riot.
Oh, that's another kill potential.
Oh, you're going to take quite a bit of damage. Romo is going to try and flash away from Low, who is
here we go.
Down the arrows.
That's a good use of
Here
it,
he comes
actually.
out of the void.
It out. They've got rid of the creep wave.
And Weaver's
How's this going to work?
He's going to hit the turret.
No, he's still going to just charge into the turret, chunk it out. Not going to get enough auto attacks down onto it, but still,
doing?
good damage.
Just looking at Gragas.
Had a good hold
There you
game,
go,
didn't
man.
he?
What are you doing?
So, ultimately, that will probably save that turret's life.
Yeah.
A couple auto attacks away from being taken down. TM just need to organize one swift push.
Shock can take it here if he map hacks the Wraiths and sees that Taliyah's basing. No, he doesn't have to map hack. There's a ward on there. They can take him to tower right now.
So he is map hacking with the ward. Now TM are pushing for that. See, Blader King has been picked up by Low as well. Big purchase from him. FBI's got it with triple daggers in his back pocket as well.
Only needs to recalibrate here.
Yeah.
He is thrown 2 spears about a second too late.
Yep.
I
think he's been shook.
Yeah.
Been shook a little bit. He's,
Young player just needs to have the big reset.
Yep.
There we go, he got it.
Actually, I'm going to back this up. I am nowhere near as good as Only, so I'm not going to say that I...
You reckon?
But clearing camps on Nidalee gets you back in the rhythm very, very quickly because you actually have to like go through the proper combos with Nidalee to be able to hop around on them. So it's generally not a bad idea after you miss a couple of hits. You just go back and follow the wall, clear out a few chickens and maybe a red buff, and then go back onto the map reinvigorated.
Sim now call for a dragon attempt. They pick up a cloud dragon for themselves. 1-1 in dragon. Still 1,000 gold separates these two teams. It's 2-7 and kills Small in favor of Sin.
I always get nervous when I try and, you know, put personal experience into the game. Especially with you sitting next to me.
Yes, it's a dangerous game. I think I'm not as good as Only. I mean, I'm not as good as Faker. Not as good as... a lot of people you're not as good as.
You're Rose Faker.
That's why you're on this side.
So
you are Rose Faker.
I was pretending to be Jake, though. I'm definitely as good as Faker. No doubt.
If only you were a mid laner, so we could see that in action. Talent's wasted in the jungle.
I play a mean Ori. I've been learning Vlad, actually.
Have you?
Yeah. I'm a fan of Vlad. Played him for the first time. Took Fervor by accident. Solo killed Claire.
Really?
Yeah. Auto-attacked him to death. He had no idea.
Ultimate Cheese Lord mid laner.
Okay, a bit of pressure into the bot lane here. Looks like they're trying to play towards the Fiora. Generally, you don't want to play near your split pusher. You want to let them do their own thing. Dropper has no flash.
No flash available. Ritz's bite misses. Spear.
Just one. Doesn't juke two, but it doesn't matter. Only's flanking.
Got a ward there. Doppler is going to get spotted out.
Only's angry. Only's upset.
They
Solo
might get a
killed him
turret for
twice.
This is going to be turret taken for TM. Closest thing that they have to respond to this is topside map, but that's just FBI pushing alone.
I mean, that's actually a really nice play out of TM.
I will say, though, that FBI has a 2-level lead now on low. And this Ashe is going to be pretty big in team fights.
Yeah, that's a 42 CS lead in favor of FBI as well.
Low's kind of turned into an ult bot. Might be worth picking up the Essence Reaver with a CDR.
Ooh, and at the same time, I mean, we said it was a good trade, but they've been slow on the rotation. Praetor had teleport. I thought they could make something happen here, but instead he's just taking 90% of the turret's health.
Yep. Sets it up to be knocked down later. TM now have to work with the goal they've gotten from that last turret. Try and equalize this game against Sin.
Oh, it's going to be a Trinity Force Fiora again. Not a big fan of this.
And got Tegan, puts up the wall, jumps back to a minion.
I'm not sure about the Triforce Fiora. I haven't seen it very often.
It makes you very squishy.
Yep.
Also doesn't have any armor shred to be able to go towards. I mean, he's not going to be able to...
It's not like the other guy's building much armor, but...
Flash away from Only. Okay, let's go to the body block.
That's respect.
Good stuff from Juice. You can see that the jungle XP catch-up mechanic is working as intended. Both level 11. Spy being 37 creeps down, or 36 an award.
Tegan looking for a chance to jump on towards the jungler of Sin there. Praetor is still split pushing. Doppler is hiding in Fog of War at the moment. Curious to see if that's going to be something that goes heavily in favor of Praetor, or if Doppler can still fight one-on-one.
Well, I feel like the lack of Ninja Tabis from Doppler means that Fiora should still win an all-in. But Youmuu's speed and Praedyth not having his phage finished means that Dockler should be able to run away quick enough.
Also, just the fact that given Ryoma is going to be much quicker to any side lane, means the Praedyth always has to like fight with one ear to the ground, kind of.
Yep, that's true.
Making sure that Talia's not there.
And she's looking right now. Speak of the devil.
There we go, Ryoma straight on top of Praedyth, looking for the shove back. Good parry coming out from Praedyth, but isn't enough. Tries to turn around onto Ryoma. Very quick feet there. Forces a flash out of Talia as well. Try and continue the chase.
Actually, not bad played out of Praedyth there.
Yeah, the fact that Ryoma flashed at the end, I like it. Spooks him with the ult.
Get some movement speed off the Vital Proc.
Walk away.
Flash is down for Praedyth, so the flash for Dockler is going to be useful in these next few one-on-ones.
That's true. Take some of the pressure off. Although he does have his phage finish now, which means with the move speed, Dockler's going to have a little bit harder time getting away. About 1k in it at the moment. Curious to see who makes the next big play. Not really much happening, just kind of trading the waves back and forth.
Yep. TM didn't get anything out of the Ryoma rotation into the bottom lane. Still 1,000 gold lead in favor of Sin.
Any time, however, the Ryoma moves and they can actually get some golden experience onto Shock as well as low, it's not nothing. I mean, it's not a fantastic trade. You're still like not getting priority around the map, but really what's happening is whenever Ryoma runs into Shock, he's bullying him out. And whenever anyone runs into low, they're bullying him away from late hooks as well. So if they can have advantage on one side of the map and just farm up, I mean, Bill Barrett is very strong if he has items. Doesn't have it at the moment, so probably just going to be relegated to ults. But Orianna's a big one. Even if she is relegated to ults, she does not do all that much. You need the Shockwave to be impactful and to really be able to scare the back line.
Yep. Ryoma's got his 2-item spike now. So he's going to start doing some real damage in team fights. I haven't seen Shock base in a while, so I think he's probably sitting on a little bit of money. But a Banshee's Veil he's working towards?
Yeah, we're
assuming so.
Yep.
Low happily farming at the moment. Praedyth is starting to split push on his side of the map. Move back towards Gromps. Going to take, Krug's going to take that down.
You can see Ryoma one more time is looking for the play again. Praedyth has let the wave come to him. So it's certainly not going to be as easy with the turret that close. But I don't know if you can actually hop over the wall, so maybe it will be.
Ryoma's
Here we go.
Moving. There's a blast curve for Dockler. Praedyth's going to move slightly back.
They've scattered out completely. Praedyth gives it respect.
That is very disciplined play for Praedyth. There's a reason why he's known for his pushing as well.
Next team fight, who wins, Jake?
At the moment, the team fight goes heavily in favor of Sin. Yep. I mean, completed items from the Loungeries, as well as a Hurricane. Although Phantom Dancer as well. Here we go.
Ryoma trying to jump on towards Praedyth. He's already gone back towards his turret. Dockler still going for the dive. Does he go in? Uses the parry there, but Dockler
get him.
Still taking the turret. Goes back in. Dockler may fall for this one. It is going to fall. Shutdown picked up. Ryoma's in trouble. Double kill for TM. They turn around that dive. There is a fight top side of the map though, as Juice flashes in. Gets both with the kill. Throws it back into FBI. Alley-oop in the top lane as that's a double kill.
And all of a sudden, Juice just saves that little skirmish of events that happens, because otherwise would have been in big trouble. You see now Shock without Shockwave has to try and defend this turret. Grabs the first part of the wave.
He's not going to be able to. Uses the cleanse. He's been ignited. He's dead. Praedyth, only is off-taking Dragon at the moment.
He does nothing.
He was going to get. Yeah, what's he? Just spear the cannon creep, that's about it. No, look, I'm not sure what happened in the top lane. I don't know how they got caught. My suspicion is they just got arrowed in the wave. Yep. TM commit people to bottom to counter the Sin dive.
Big play here. T-Gun is actually looking for the flank only. Sorry, the teleport has already been completed.
Teleport for Dockler though, to try and protect the 3 meters of
Sin. Out.
Did the rest come up? Tiga taking quite a bit of damage. Praedyth, as you mentioned, disengaged. Dockler now looking to try and re-engage. Only's even flanking around the backside, but everyone's already backed off.
T-Gun's not happy with his top laner. He had a couple of choice words that I'll let you guys at home do the lip reading.
Massive play there from the bot lane of Sin, as well as Jubes. That was a fantastic ult, picked up the double. Yeah, Phoebe, split pushing, doing big things. Big things.
I mean, what that means is now they've got access into the top. The split push of Praedyth kind of is a little bit nullified because they're always going to at least have one wave that comes back into them. And Baron is all about getting vision. And with top wave shoving up always, you're going to be able to see what side of the forest they access from. Now they just have to push up mid.
The one problem with that, of course, is that top lane inhib is the closest lane to the Baron. Yeah. And so,
one-on-one. Against Doppler. Here comes Ryoma for the fight. Oh, he flashes in. He got the proc. Can he kill Doppler before he goes down? He can't.
Executioner calling pickup out of Doppler. All of a sudden means if you don't get that big burst of healing, he's already been able to whittle him down and certainly saves the 1v2 attempt there.
He dies on the tower, bases, finally buys the Tabis, buys an Executioner's. Great itemization there. Saves his life.
Yep. I really liked the Taliyah pick from Ryoma in this game. It just helped out so much in team fights, makes him able to get down into that 2v1.
It's a great pick against the split push. You know that eventually TM will go back to 4-1. That's Praetor's preferred way of playing the game. I'm not a massive fan of his Fiora, I'm not going to lie. He gets advantages, sure, but I don't think he understands really what he wants to accomplish in the 1-3-1.
It's an ultimate used by Rogue there. They're going to ping towards it and moving. There is super minions on top of the Nexus turrets. Baron's at half health. Taliyah's going to try and come down. That's going to have to reset on Juice. Going to take a lot of damage for this one. Sin have to go around. Tegan with a big ultimate. He's locked down by the arrow. Not many ultimates available for Sin. They'll lose one Nexus turret, but they can't kill Rogue. Suddenly, Ryoma's found himself into the backlines. He picks up a kill. Doppler gets that for Sin. Praetor's already back in base trying to defend this one, and Sin start Baron again.
Yeah, I mean, now they can just keep juggling it because they just have more members on that side of the map. T-Gun can't get in. Only instead is going to look for the steal. Has a big nuke to be able to get into the back of the pit, so they stop damage.
He's already done it once for TM before. Sin actually back off. They're moving away.
They run it down mid if they want. They have a Water Drake.
Wouldn't you have loved it for only to just pick up aggro there and try and execute? It was 2,400 damage.
It was on 2,400?
Yeah.
That's pretty low. I mean, he can't solo. I'm not sure he can solo it from that point, because when it's only one person doing the Baron, it gets a lot harder to do. But there's potential there. I mean, they had the pink on it too.
Still stops Sin from picking up that major objective. They lost a Nexus turret though, so 5,000 gold in favor of Sin.
We were talking about it a little bit last game. Generally when one inhib goes down and you have double Nexus turrets, it gives you a little bit longer to get back there. Now all of a sudden if you lose an inhibitor with only one Nexus turret, it doesn't even kill the super creep. The first wave actually just takes it out. So big worries now for the TM lineup.
Means Praetor's going to be stuck in this lane for the foreseeable future. Whereas Sin can really work the map. They have the Weaver's wall up, so they can create some opportunities there. Gragas is on a solo warding mission, but there's no one there to punish him. He just cops a Winter's Bite for his troubles and walks away.
T-Gun versus Juice. Battle of the ages.
Literally the ages.
Doppler still pushing bottom side of the map as Jace. He'll be able to take down that turret. Praetor from the Trinity Force now going for BFs or Tegan forced to flash over the wall as well.
Are they going to start it?
A worse man would have face planted that one, but T-Gun got close enough to the wall to be able to get over.
FDI though.
Next moments here for T-Gun. This is make or break.
As the arrow, Tegan's going to get locked down. Ryoma's jumping over the top as well. Tegan is dead. Only's going to try and run away from Ryoma, who's about to rock surf his way back towards the kitty cat.
I mean, no one catches Nidalee.
Nidalee's got to live for as long as possible in order to try and make a steal. That's all she can do. That's what he's trying to do.
Ryoma tags him real well. The Pebble just way too much. He's trying his best, but he can't. Ryoma trying to juke that too much.
Auto him.
And he's dead. Now Lowe's in trouble. Big shockwave onto Doppler, but he's going to trade 1 for 1.
Praetor basing to deal with the minions.
FBI chasing towards shop. Takes some damage.
Actually.
Yeah, I mean, this game has devolved pretty rapidly. Sin have been baiting this Baron actually quite nicely, but they had to go and chase only because they weren't confident in the 50-50.
Does Praetor
still lower level? I mean, I don't know what you can really accomplish.
Shock's trying to stop them. 1-on-4. That's incredibly low. Praetor teleporting. He's going in. He's on Ryoma. Good damage. Good parry. Double kill for Praetor. Rogue will end up taking down Shock in the back lines. FBI is trying to kite him out. Not going to be enough. There's the triple. Slide in one more time, Praetor. Can get it. Shut down. Quadra kill picked up by Praetor.
It's actually not. He's only got 3 kills, Fish. The Orianna got the first 2, but that's all right. Still a very nice team fight coming out of this TM lineup. Also didn't lose out on that extra Nexus turret because the inhib respawned, so stroke of good luck right there.
There's still minions there. They're just invulnerably trying to
they were caught in between. I mean, as they were about to kill it, the inhib came back on.
goodness sake. And they are rushing Baron, trying to take this on. Doppler is back up. 8 seconds on Juve. This is dead. This is TM's Baron.
Well,
Doppler has to pull
Doppler
off a
does have an
miracle.
opportunity with a big blast, with a big shock blast here.
And the ability to flash over the wall into Hammerfall.
Only hits only. That's going to be enough for them to take Baron. TM trying to pull this game back. It's within 3,000 gold, and Baron buff's going to help them out tremendously, especially with Praetor picking up 3 kills there.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, as well as the fact that he already had a GA when he went into that little bit of a skirmish. Let's take another look at it, because I actually want to shout out Shock, because he flashed forward to give him the shield as well as the dissonance, which picked up the first 2 kills. Honestly, if he didn't sacrifice his life, this goes completely different. They just kite out the Fiora, and he's not going to be able to get it done because he didn't live on that much health. So huge props to Shock.
Yep.
I think that he's won them that fight.
He kept GA as well, which is crucial for the Fiora. They're going towards Spirit Visage next, it seems.
Also, credit to TM, because this is a ballsy move. They've just gone, you know what? Stuff all the small utility items that keep us alive. We're not getting Hex Drinkers, i.e. Death Cap. They're the 2 things that are going to win us the team fight. We're behind in damage. Let's just get the damage amplification items and see if we can take the next one.
I mean, in comparison for offensive items at the moment, FBI is a cheaper build, but he's picked up his QSS, so Low arguably does more damage at this point.
No, he 100% does more damage. Because they both stand still and hit a target, given the fact that there is no armor pickups apart from Juves on the lineup, Low does more damage to everyone but Juves.
And one thing I want to point out, and I mentioned it in the last series with the value of inhib, right?
Yep.
Low has managed to bridge that XP gap again. He was, I think, 2 levels down, level 11 to level 9. And because the supers are constantly killing Sin's creeps, Sin are not able to access the minions. And a lot of the CS leads that they had earlier are now disappearing. Praetor is almost Flame Horizoned Doppler, even though Doppler had pressure in that lane with the Taliyah for a long time. And so if TM is able to pick up these outers, particularly mid and top, and we see the gold lead equal, the XP is actually going to be in TM's favor, purely because Sin were denying themselves to the supers.
Sin looked like they were posturing for a fight in this mid lane.
Certainly are, but you have to worry because you've got a 2-level discrepancy in the top lane. As soon as they overcommit, they're all going to go towards it. Yep. Not to mention the fact that Shock, even though he's 2 levels down, has the big Orianna ult at the moment.
Yeah, that Oriol's going to do damage. No MR for the Ashe.
Doppler though being dove by Praetor, looking for the kill. He used Flash for that one. Doppler starts his own. Ryoma throwing out the Weaver's wall, looking to try and cut him off. Arrow connects. Praetor's going to get his war.
Arrow.
His GA gets popped here. Now FBI's down here as well. Can they get anything out of it? Looks like they're trying to collapse on towards Juve. Praetor's still trying to run away. Can he get out? Dodges out the rock throws. Gets the parry, but that's about it. They bought a lot of time. Juves lived as well, so they will get a turret for their troubles.
Go for a turret, big creep wave in the top lane. If they get out of here scot-free, and they should, given the fact that Ashe Arrow as well as Weaver's Wall are down, it's actually a pretty good trade.
They're still being denied minions.
Yep.
Just GA being popped here for Praetor is not the best of things, and flash burnt by him as well.
I mean, he's actually gone towards a team fight build. If he goes another defensive item now, something like I would like to see a Randuin's maybe, or something along the lines of a little bit of armor and HP. He's got Spirit Visage as well as GA, and should be able to team fight absolutely fine. Last week we saw that he was a lot more offensive with his build, and I just think that this is a better position for TM to be in.
Well, they're running solo front line, and it's the 0-4 Braum. So team fights looking pretty poor for TM in the 5v5.
Tegan's fearless in that front line at the moment. He's not afraid to step up, and he knows he's going to die if he does, but he does it anyway. That's all you really need. Still a 2,000 gold lead for Sin.
He's alone.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, Juice is being caught out. That's so much damage. Get up in the air, buddy. Knock
and
up
all
by
of a sudden,
Tiga.
big flank behind as well.
Here comes Praetor. He's on top of Rogue first, looking for the Zyra. He's going to get knocked up, still not taking much damage at all. Tiga jumps on top of it. Doppler going to take a lot of damage. Praetor has been shut down. FBI kiting really well. They turn this around. Low can't take them all together. Poor target prioritization coming out from TM. Shock's going to fall, and Sin pick up 4 kills.
Really nice Weaver's Wall. Split the back end of that team fight. Ryoma actually just saved the squad. Looks like he's going to be able to force them to game 3. 40-second death timers. Only you're a good middly player, but I don't think you're this good.
Oh, he needs to pull off some form of a miracle here to stop this push coming out from Sin, and what looked like to be the start of something great. Praetor just jumps on Rogue. It was questionable at most.
I would love to see how much damage Orianna did in that last team fight.
Up with that.
Because I would wager that it is near to naught.
Yeah. Nexus is going to force Sin, tie the game back up 1-1 and send us to the game number 3.
And you're exactly right, because what happened is Ori got caught behind the wall, didn't want to flash over it, didn't want to lend anything really, and got the big shockwave at the end. But really, when everyone's dead and you take 2 people to low health, they don't care. They're just going to march forward and continue to kill you.
Master stroke by Juves.
Baited out.
Baited and outsmarted. Forced them into the late game team fight. Knew they had the better team fighting comp. No, fantastic wall by Ryoma. I thought that was actually huge. A really great use of a utility spell. Taliyah, of course, doesn't have a damage ult, but I would say that his ult was far more effective than that of the Orianna.
Yeah, completely agree with that. And the other thing that you mentioned is dove onto the Zyra for the ultimate, wanted to get the quick vital proc, but then also didn't manage to parry the root. Yeah. Actually got hit by the root and then parried the start of the ultimate parry, got knocked up in the air and just went absolutely nowhere. So some mechanical misplays out of Praedyth as well really cost TM big because that was a 5v4.
Yeah. Looked like he was going to try and pincer them towards the entire team as well. That might have helped them out, but instead he moved them towards the river. It's like, oh, great, Ryoma's wall's going to separate everyone. We're just going to sit here and fight everyone.
Looked good, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't for great for him, but it does start the series 1-1, so we are going to go to the third and final game of today and this week. But before that, let's send it back to the analyst desk.
Thank you, Fish, Spawn, and Carbon. Well, we've got Jake and Destiny here at the analyst desk rounding out this day. But we're not going home because they're taking it to Game 3. Sin clawing back in the series over TM 1-1. And much better showing from them, despite the fact that it was still very shaky, Jay.
Yeah, I think both teams had a chance to win this game. Obviously, Sin almost threw a Baron, but then they luckily picked Praedyth Fiora on the setup.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I just passed Destiny. I just passed Rogue in the hall as he was coming out of the studio, and he goes, "Please don't roast us too hard." But like, I mean, I've got 2 supports here, so I do want to ask. I mean, what did you think of the bot lane play of this Destiny?
I think the bot lane went alright. I actually think T-Gun should have been punished a little bit more. I think that's the only roast I can give out to the Sin bot lane. Picking Braum into an Ashe Zyra lane should be punished, but they sort of got away scot-free a little bit because Low was only down about 8 CS, 10 CS throughout that lane, which is pretty good, I think.
Doran Shield.
Doran Shield is OP. Yeah.
It's getting nerfed. It's costing a bit of money, but you know, is it still going to be viable in 7-12?
I think in certain matchups, I reckon.
Okay.
Still be used.
All right. Well, let's get to our first replay, shall we? Destiny, let's take a look at this. Is this a misplay from Dockler in the bot lane? Because it feels like he should be able to get out of this as we bring it up.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Dockler should have definitely lived here, but instead he takes the tower aggro, and then he pretty much just trades his life 1-for-1, but it doesn't matter because in the top side, look at how overextended Low and T-Gun are. This is like a basic concept in competitive League of Legends. It's called trading sides. When you're making a play on the opposite side of the map, you should back off because you've got less amount of teammates to back you up, so you're going to lose the fight.
But in this instance, TM was still pushing out despite the fact that they were taking a trade.
Yeah, they were fighting in the bot lane. They sent Orianna and Nidalee, while in the top side there was Juves, so it was a 3v2. So they just needed to respect that they didn't have the numbers and back off.
But Jake, TM were able to fight their way back into the game. Let's take a look at the second replay in the Baron, or near the Baron, sorry, where Praedyth is able to pop off.
Yeah, this started with really good by Sin. They obviously needed to pressure around the Baron because Praedyth Fiora is going to win the split push. So they're taking all the right steps, but you know they got 3 or 4 picks before this happened. They just took it, you know, one step too far. They probably maybe reset up the vision. You know, if he wastes TP, then that's super great. You got like a 5-minute timer. But yeah, they're just too rushed, I think.
Well, the casters were talking about this a lot. They were saying, look, why didn't they just focus down Fiora? Was that an option for these guys?
No, what I wanted to pinpoint really, obviously I didn't do it in the replay, but there was a point in that fight where Shock's Orianna flashed forward and got a double kill, like when Praedyth came in, and that got the ulti proc for Fiora, and yeah, it split up the fight because I think Juves went on to Shock, and then obviously FBI was left alone with Praedyth.
Yeah, I think what Sin should have done in that scenario is start the Baron, but don't fully commit. Once the TP came out, they should have just completely disengaged. Like, they've killed the jungler, they've got the TP. Yeah. Just rinse, repeat, reset, instead of trying to go for like the 50-50, which they avoided previously. But yeah, if they rinsed and repeated it, I think that play would have been completely avoided, and TM wouldn't have had an opening to come back in the game.
All right, well, finally, Juves, he dies, but Sin are able to they're turning around. I want to take a look at this third replay, Destiny, and just talk us through what is happening here, because I feel like he dies, but then Sin are able just to turn this entire fight around.
Yeah, I think the key thing to watch right now is Praedyth's riposte. He doesn't get it off, and FBI just unleashes, because it's like the thing with Ray's last game. There's no threat, so he can just walk up and do as much damage as he wants because there's no crowd control abilities left for him. And he pretty much solo carried that fight. Even though Shock did get a Shockwave off, Shock did the Shockwave, but it didn't work out, and Sin pretty much just ended the game off that.
All right, well, let's take a look at this draft now, shall we? Bring it up on your screens right now. Is there anything in particular that stands out to you? I'm kind of interested to get your thoughts on this, aside from the Jace Fiora top lane matchup, because I think we're all kind of pretty hyped for that.
One thing I really want to... I really like that they picked Fiora and Nidalee together in the first rotation when Sin had shown Gragas. I think... one of the casters mentioned it, like wherever the Gragas went, they'd have a really good matchup with the Fiora or the Nidalee, either out jungling or out pressuring top. And they should have just like banked on that 2v2 advantage top. They got a gank on it, but then they just, they got the tower, first tower. Their bot lane overstayed, which is a big error. They should have, like Destiny said, just traded sides. And then only even overstayed in the top lane, and he died to Dockler, which just allowed Jace to get back in the game.
Yeah.
I actually disagree with Jake in the Nidalee early rotation. I actually didn't like that. As much as Only is a good Nidalee player, I don't think it's that good into Gragas. Sure, you can out-farm, but if Nidalee doesn't get ahead in that matchup, Gragas is eventually going to outscale it. And they've got an easier form of engagement because TM have no engagement, right? They've only got the Varusol, that's it. So I actually disagree with the early pick on Nidalee. And one thing I'd like to comment about the draft is Fiora actually didn't get punished for picked early. Like, sure, they picked Jace, but she was only down like 8 CS in the lane.
I really don't think that matchup should be just like as bad because, you know, he rushed Ninja Tabby and the new Doran shield actually made that. Like, I was watching like some early bits in the game, but that was like really sustainable for Fiora.
As much as like I hate early picking Fiora, I think the Doran shield does make it worth it, and Praedyth did play that lane really well.
Like, in past patches in his matchup, the Jace would be sitting on Fiora's tower, Fiora would be at half health, and
but overall, Dockler, a better showing for him this game than the last game.
Looked like he had no nerves. Like every other game he's played looked like a little bit nervous, but
on that
he looked much more comfortable on one of his main champions. Yeah.
Well then, I mean, at the point where TM picked Nidalee, I think Zach and Elise were already banned. So do you want Only to go back to that Lee Sin we saw in game 1?
Yeah, definitely.
Lee Sin should be able to at least dual Gragas and have like good 2v2 pressure top still. So yeah, that's an option.
Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, we've seen two very different games from these guys now. Game 3 is anyone's guess, I would take. But I mean, do you guys have any? Do you still think Sin gonna take this?
It's hard to tell now. Because TM even looked like decent in that losing, like in parts of that game when they were losing. They had also like they had a really great opener there.
Yeah, I honestly could go either way. Like Juves did some questionable invades that game, like missing out on the red buff smite, and he wasted a lot of time. Like anything can happen in the next game. It's literally a guessing game.
Well, let's see. What do you want? I mean, we've talked a lot about jungle. Do you want to see Only to go back to that Lee Sin for game 3? Do you want to see Juves maybe pick up a Kha'Zix? We were talking about it before. I mean,
I honestly think the Nidalee
I like his Gragas.
I think the Nidalee was fine for Only if they just played around it properly. Like you know, they didn't have to engage. Like if they just controlled the press. Like Only was up 2 or 3 levels on Juves at once. Like Juves was the lowest level in the game.
Yeah.
I think they just like overreached instead of just scaling the Fiora and the Orianna into the mid game.
Destiny, what do you want to see different?
Yeah, just basic mistakes like the trading sides thing. Pretty much lost them the game. If you do pick Nidalee, which I'm fine with Nidalee, I'm fine with it, but do pick crowd control lanes. So like she can set up for the spear, because like Fiora, it's pretty hard to set up for the spear, for the gank, even though they got it off. Like, But I do think that, I believe Sin will win this game just because...
You've seen it in the mirror.
Yeah, I've seen it in the mirror. Juves has seen it in the mirror. The Gragas pick came out, like I said, and it's like, hopefully it just comes true, you know? The Cinderella story.
Don't say that.
Let's take a look at this. At the neutral minions killed in the enemy jungle, because we have been talking a lot about these jungle matchups. And again, just TM allowing their top laner to open up and take some more minions in that...
Looks like the same as last game. They've just opened up Juves' jungle and...
So does that mean, if he picks like a Kha'Zix or something, does that solve this problem for them potentially, or not really?
It's not... I'm not 100% sure how jungle matchups go, but a lot of it has to do with lane matchups and what priority they can get. So, like in that game, the Taliyah, we saw in the previous series, Taliyah had priority over Orianna early, so they should have used that priority. Like their bot lane had priority as well, so Juve should have just sat bot side. You know, their mid lane has priority, their bot lane has priority, and if Only ever tries to contest his bottom jungle, they should easily just be able to collapse and fight on it.
Yeah, I agree with Jake right there. When they've had mid and bot priority, he did walk into the bot jungle, but he just misplayed, I guess. And yeah, I think keep Ryoma on Talia. I think it like just makes their team play a lot easier because he pushes in early. Juves can do his thing. And then keep bot lane in the Ashe Zyra or like a Varus Thresh lane where they can just kill the opponent or just have that kill threat so that they can, use Juve's crowd control, hopefully.
I'm also kind of interested to think about the picks for T-Gun as well, right? We saw him in the Thresh. He had a couple of good hooks. We saw them like instantly in that second rotation go to the Blitzcrank ban then to take him off that. Because I think they'd said, look, he has said it is a counter to the Zyra pick in the bot lane. That was the one time he'd pick it. What are you expecting out of the Goon this last game? He's got to muster them, surely. He's got to bring the troops together.
There's been a lot of support bans in this series, so I think they should definitely look to pick their support in the first rotation because in this game there was 2 support bans in the second rotation from Sin, and TM banned 2 supports in their first ban rotation.
So by the end of it, there's
so
not a lot
the
left.
pool gets really shallow. So I really think they should look to get a priority support pick.
All teams should prioritize support picks to make your life easier as well.
I don't know. I mean, I really like picking support in the last rotation because I believe like a support pick can like counter an entire team comp, like a Lulu ulti, a Tahm Kench, but it just matters if the players' pool goes deep enough. No, if the players' pool goes deep enough.
Oh, I see.
So
right.
like T-Gun could have played like a, I don't know, Taric or anything in this, I don't know, just something.
Right. Yeah, Destiny?
Yeah, I think remove him off disengaged champions because T-Gun is like...
He needs to go forward.
Yeah, he needs to go forward, not backwards. Like no brawl, no time. He's the captain. It's the Goon. He needs to get in there. He needs to hit the crowd control like he did in game 1.
Yeah.
So put him on the Blitzcrank, put him on the Thresh. If that doesn't work, just do the Goon. Just be the captain that they need.
Just blind pick Blitzcrank.
We've inflated his character to be something that may not even represent who he is as a person. He's got this mythical beast who strides around Summoner's Rift. I am the Goon. It's great stuff. All right, let's take a look at total damage done to champions overall in that game. And, I mean, not a whole lot of surprises there, but like we said, Jace, a very good pick for the North American import, and he's got to feel very comfortable after that performance.
Yeah, definitely very big. Just like the whole across the board, except for the jungle, obviously. Sin have just out-damaged them. Obviously, TM weren't really looking for team fights with their Fiora split push, but yeah, that is the game that Dockler needs
to repeat.
To possibly, it'll settle his nerves, hopefully, and just...
Yeah, I think the reason that Sin have so much damage is because they have pretty much all lanes that trade heavily. So when they've got like a double ranged bot lane and then Talia into Orianna, which pushes in early, even in top lane Jace into Fiora, like you're constantly auto attacking them, and that's why they have so much high damage charts. And I think if they keep getting these priority lanes, it will really benefit them as a team, because if TM don't have these priority lanes, then only can't invade, and he can't hard carry them.
Hard carry the game. All right. Well, the current series is tied up 1-1. Before we get into game 3, let's check out some highlights from game number 2.
Locked up. Big spear from Only. He flashed away as well. Dockler's a dead man walking. As first blood is picked up by the Italy man himself. There is the Weaver's Wall. Doesn't tangle with his bite. Arrow connects as well. There's a heal coming out from low. Now he's stuck in the turret. Teleport being cancelled by Praedyth. Not a big wave there, but that is just rookie mistakes coming out from low there. Rogue takes at the turret. A big combo there. Shot, getting a heal. There's a shockwave though, locking FBI back in. Dockler gets a snipe in the back line, so they trade 1-for-1. Slides over the wall. Here you go. That's another 1-on-1 for you, buddy. Jumps over with the flash. Spear just goes right through Dockler. Now Only's in trouble. He picks up a kill. Juves is trying to stop the Fiora. Ryoma's down here as well. Praedyth gonna get taken down by 2 members.
Yeah, there you go. Here we go.
Ryoma trying to jump on towards Praedyth. He's already gone back towards his turret. Dockler still going for the dive. Does he go in? Uses the parry there with Dockler. Still taking the turret. Goes back in. Dockler may fall for this one. It is going to fall. Shutdown picked up. Ryoma's in trouble. Double kill for TM. They turn around that dive. There is a fight top side of the map though, as Juves flashes in. Gets both with the kill. Throws it back into FBI. Alley-oop in the top lane as that's a double kill.
That's incredibly low. Praedyth
He's going in. He's on Ryoma. Good damage. Good parry. Double kill for Praedyth. Rogue will end up taking down Shock in the back lines. FBI is trying to kite him out. Not going to be enough. There's the triple. Slide in one more time, Praetor. Can't get it. Shut down. Quadra kill picked up by Praetor.
Actually not. He's only got 3 kills, Fish.
Oh, here we go. Yes, Juice being caught out. That's so much damage. Get up in the air, buddy. Knock up by Tiga.
Big flank behind as well.
Here comes Praetor. He's on top of Rogue first. Looking for the Zyra. He's going to get knocked up. Still not taking much damage at all. Tiga jumps on top of it. Doppler going to take a lot of damage. Praetor has been shut down. FBI kiting really well. They turn this around. Low can't take them all together. Poor target prioritization coming out from TM. Nexus is going to force in, tie the game back up 1-1 and send us to the game number 3.